We have been all over Florida, and we're winning Florida. We got to win. You got to get out. So November 8th, you have to get up and you have to go out. You have to vote. We're going to win Florida so big. We're going to win the whole thing. We are going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. And we're going to have a good time together. So we've been all over Florida, and a lot of things are happening. I love you, too. I was a guy, but it's okay. Who cares? Okay, so many things are going on. I watch the news. So much corruption. So much is being learned. Aren't emails a wonderful thing? Right? Right? What a great invention. And things came out just over the last 2 hours. When you go home, I'm not going to do it. Because if I mention it, they'll play it down. So I'm not going to mention it. But things came out over the last 2 hours that are very, very serious. When you go home, you're going to watch the news, you're going to say, I learned that from Trump. But you wait till you see. Wait till you see. Wait till you see. And then you had $400 million in cash being shipped to Iran. How about that one? But no, that had nothing to do. Now, what's going on is crazy. It's crazy. I don't think we've ever seen anything like we're watching now and we're witnessing now. We've never seen 33,000 emails discarded, deleted, out, over, done. 33,000 emails. No good, folks. No good. It's no good. It's no good. And we're not going to let it happen any longer. Now, Hillary Clinton, commonly referred to as Crooked Hillary, Hillary Clinton, gave a speech today having to do with economic development, having to do with a lot of different things. Short speech, always very short, you know. She makes the speech. She turns off the teleprompter. Look, what happens? She gives a short speech. Then she goes home, goes to sleep. She shows up 2 days later. Remember, short circuit. Remember that, right? Short circuit. But there was a story 2 days ago in the Washington Post, big story. And it was a story about Hillary Clinton, which is shocking because the Washington Post doesn't do these kind of stories. And it was the most devastating story you've ever seen. When she was running for the Senate in New York State, she said things that should have happened, could have happened. She was going to save upstate New York. And instead of saving it, it turned out to be a total and complete disaster. It's like a disaster. She was going to put in hundreds of thousands of jobs. And the reverse happened. People left. People went to Mexico. Companies went to Mexico. People are unemployed. You have to see it now. You know, in the primaries, I got to know it very well. I got to know the people up there very well. Many of them have left. But they said she made promises to us, Mr. Trump. She didn't keep any of them. And now she's talking about her plan. And her plan, what does it do? It raises taxes. It raises taxes. Maybe the greatest, biggest tax increase in the history of our country, folks. We're not going to let it happen. So here's the story. She wants to raise taxes. We're going to cut taxes down to a level that we haven't seen in many, many years. Many, many years. And we're going to put people back to work. We're going to bring our jobs back to Florida. We're going to bring our jobs back to our country. Our jobs are leaving. Our companies are being ripped out of our country, and they're being brought to Mexico and other places. Our jobs are being taken away like we're babies. It's like taking candy from a baby. We're going to stop it. You know, I won, and I appreciate all those people that are still pouring in. I said, we're going to have to start early tonight because nice night, we'll be together, we're going to have a lot of fun, even though we're talking about a little bit of a bad subject. Somebody said that my speech at the convention was very dark, you know, the haters. Now, they said dark, and I said, no, it was very optimistic because I tell what the problem is, and then we talk about how we're going to fix the problem. We're going to fix the problem. And we do have problems, thank you, and we do have problems. We have problems with trade. We have problems with borders. We have problems with everything you can think of. Our educational system is a disaster. By the way, we're going to end Common Core. We're going to bring our education local. 100%. Not even a question. We're going to lower your taxes. We're going to keep our companies, but we're going to keep our companies in a different way. And I say all the time, for years I've watched our companies leave. This is why I'm doing this. I didn't have to do this. I was having a very nice life. But folks, we have a movement. Look, we have a movement going on, the likes of which I guess they've never seen in this country. You know, we have 10,000 people. When we speak, 10,000 people, I always say, oh, that's great. We have an easy night tonight. We have crowds, 25,000. We have something happening, the likes of which they've never seen. I'm the messenger. I'm a messenger. I'm a messenger for common sense. I'm really a messenger for common sense. You know, so our companies are leaving one after another. Taxes are too high. Regulations, by the way, are a disaster. Regulations. The regulations we have in our country are a disaster. But the taxes are too high. What we're going to do is we're going to change things. We're not letting our companies leave without consequence. There will be consequence when our companies leave. There will be consequence. You know, I went out to Indiana, which was supposed to be a state that I wasn't going to do well in. We won in a massive landslide, by the way. The evangelicals were so good. How many evangelicals? Where are the evangelicals? Where are the evangelicals? So what happens is the evangelicals took me to a point that I never thought we could even reach. All over the country, we did well. And I just met, by the way, oh, look at her, wow. So, that's so nice. Thank you. But in Indiana, one of the reasons we won, well, one was Bobby Knight. We had Bobby Knight. We love Bobby Knight. And we have, by the way, how good is Mike Pence, okay? How good. What a job he's doing. And he's all over the place. He calls me, and he's getting great crowds, and people are loving him. We love Mike. He did an incredible job as the governor of Indiana. AAA bond rating, great employment. I mean, everything he's touched, he's been terrific, and he has been terrific with me, I want to tell you. We're so happy. So remember, Governor Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence, he's doing a job. But our companies are being taken from us, and we're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to let it. For years I've been watching, And for years, I've been amazed that our politicians would not do anything about it. We're losing some of our best companies. Taxes are too high, but there are a lot of other things that are wrong. But taxes are too high. And here's what's going to happen. When a company leaves Florida, because they're going to go to, let's say, Mexico, which is, by the way, Boomtown, USA. Mexico is one of the great wonders of the world. What's happening? Well, we're going to build the wall. Believe me, folks, okay? We're going to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. Okay. We're going to build the wall. Thank you. We're going to build that wall, and it's going to be a big wall, and every time somebody tries to fight us, that wall gets 10 feet higher. It's going higher and higher. And by the way, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Who is going to pay for the wall? 100%. 100%. 100%. Hey, by the way, is there any place to be that's better than a Friday night in Florida at a Trump rally, right? Is there any place? Nobody. No place. There's no place. There's no place. No. So a lot of the politicians, they come up to me and they go, especially initially, you're only kidding, Donald. You're not really going to build a wall. I said, of course we are. They said, you can't build a wall. I said, of course we can. In China, 13,000 miles. That's the length. 13,000. It's called the Great Wall of China. Maybe nobody's ever heard of it, right? The Great Wall of China. This is a serious wall. This was built without hydraulic equipment. This was built without Caterpillar. This was built the old-fashioned way. 13,000 miles, built 2,000 years ago, and this wall is pretty good. We're going to top it, though, folks. You know, we can do things. We're going to top it. But the politicians would come up to me, and they'd say, you know, Donald, you can't build the wall. I said, you have to be kidding. You have to be kidding. Concrete plank, you have to be kidding. Precast, right? Precast, boom, bing, done, keep going. No, they actually thought, it's like, I just looked, as an example, we went all over. I mean, we're going all over the place. We're going to work, I think this is my fourth speech today. I'm doing television all over the place. Governor Mike Huckabee has been so amazing, and Pam, I want to thank Pam for being here, and everybody. Where is Pam? Where is Pam? She's so amazing. Governor Mike was going to come out and introduce me. He's doing a live show on Fox. I said, do your show on Fox and come out later. But Mike Huckabee has been incredible. He's been incredible. But the politicians, not Mike, but the politicians would come up and they'd say, so let me ask you, you're only kidding about the wall. And I'd say, no, I'm not kidding. Now they become believers. Then they'd say, but you know you can't get Mexico to pay. Can you believe it? We make so little. Listen. We have a trade deficit with Mexico like more than $60 billion a year. That's not including the drugs that come in, right? That's a big number. And we're going to stop the drugs from coming in. And we want people, we're going to stop it cold, by the way. And we want people to come into our country, but they have to come in through a process. They have to come in legally, right? Right? Have to. They're going to come in legally. And I'll tell you something. When they come in, we're going to want people that want to be here. Hi, folks. This place is incredible. They've got 2,000 people outside trying to get in. This place is incredible. So, no, honestly, there is a spirit that we all have that nobody has. When I say make America great again, we want something to happen. We're tired of we don't win anymore. We're tired of it. We want to win. We want to win with our military. Our military is totally depleted. It's depleted. 2 fighters went down 3 days ago. These fighters are exhausted. These jet fighters. They get parts from airplane graveyards. That's where they get the parts. They're so old, they don't make the parts anymore. Our military is depleted. Our vets aren't taken properly care of. And we're going to take care of our vets. We're going to take care of our vets. We're going to take care of them. We're going to take care of them. We're going to take care of our vets. We take care of people that come into our country illegally better than we take care of our vets, okay? So we're going to change it. We're going to change a lot of things around. But they say you will never be able to get Mexico to pay for the wall. Now, recently, the former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, he went on a major broadcaster, I think it was CNN to be exact, live television, and he threw out the F-bomb. He said, there is no way we will ever pay for that, and then it was the F-bomb wall. I said, oh, is he in trouble? This guy just said the F-bomb on a major network on television live. He's in trouble. Nobody ever mentioned. Can you imagine if I used the F-bomb? You know what it would be? I tell people, it would be the electric chair if I used the F-bomb. And I said, oh, is he in trouble? But I'll tell you what I liked about his statement. He used to say, there's no way we will allow the wall to be built. Now he assumes it's going to be built. So now he's saying there's no way that they're going to pay for the wall. Let me tell you, they're going to pay for the wall. And they'll be happy about it. They'll be happy about it. They'll be happy about it. If Mexico wanted to, and I have great respect for Mexico, I have great respect for its leaders. Its new leader is an amazing person. We're going to get along great with Mexico. Its new leader is a great person, an amazing person. The problem is their leadership is much smarter, much more cunning, much better than what we have in our country. We have incapable, incompetent people. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So with Mexico, we have such a tremendous trade deficit. And when these politicians say there's no way that they're going to pay for the wall, I say, fellas, we have all the cards. We have the cards with China. We have with China a $505 billion a year trade deficit. Unbelievable. It's been that way for years. It's been that way for years. It was 200 billion and 300 billion and 400 billion and 500 billion. And what do we have? We have chains closing stores. Macy's announced they're closing over 100 stores. We have real jobs, bad jobs are all over the place. We have a problem. We have a statistic, 5% doesn't exist. What exists is 20%, 21%. Our unemployment rate is through the roof. The 5% stuff is made up so that politicians and presidents look good. If you look for a job and you give up looking for that job because after 4 or 5 months you can't find one, you are considered statistically employed. We have, forget it. Forget it. Now look at this. I just got these numbers. Look at this. This is economic failure. The Obama-Clinton economic policies produced a 1.2% growth, right? Just like no growth. You know, if China goes to 7%, they consider it a national tragedy. We're at 1.2% and going lower, and we're going lower. We're going in the wrong direction because our companies are leaving. Our taxes are too high. We don't have the right people representing us. And when they leave, and when they go to Mexico or wherever they go, and they fire all of their employees in Florida and all over this country, and they make their product, and their product is made in Mexico or wherever, and they think they're going to sell that product back in the United States and even back in the areas where they fired all their employees, just tell them they're 100% wrong. There are repercussions, right? There are consequences. When you leave the United States, when you fire all your employees, when you go to another country and you make the product, there are consequences. Now we're going to have a strong border. And when they want to sell their product across that border and they think they can do it, not going to happen anymore. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. They will pay a 35% tax on that product. Now, I watched Hillary today, which was really boring, but that's okay. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch, I have to be honest. I have an obligation to watch. Fortunately, she never goes very long because she wants to go home. But I watched Hillary today. I watched her. And she talked about trade. Now, just so you understand, her husband signed the worst trade deal in the history of maybe the world, NAFTA, signed by Bill Clinton. Maybe the worst trade deal in the history of the world, certainly of our country. And she's going to approve Trans-Pacific Partnership. You know, she called it the gold standard. This was the gold standard. Well, let me tell you something. She heard me make a speech. She heard me, right. Goodbye. Goodbye, Dara. Goodbye. 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 Where the hell did he come from? Man. So, oh, we love you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. So she made her speech, and I will tell you, she heard me speaking about TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership. And all of a sudden, she went from it's the gold standard to she won't approve it. But the day after, if this ever happened, I can't imagine. Oh, can you imagine losing to her? No, can you imagine? Can you imagine? So, if she were ever in a position, I can't even say the word, if she were ever in a position to approve it, she'd approve it in 2 minutes. The governor of Virginia, who's a very close friend of hers, closer even, I think, than Bill is to her, and because Obama has so much power over her, she'll do anything that he wants. You know why he's got the power, right? Oh, boy. Bernie wanted to go home. He just wanted to rest. He's exhausted. He wanted to rest, okay? He wanted to rest. But we're going to have a lot of Bernie people. You're going to be surprised. We're going to have a lot of Democrats voting for us. And we're going to have a lot of Bernie people voting for us. And the reason is simple. It's because of trade. Because one thing Bernie got right is he knows that we're being ripped off by every single company and that wants to come in, but by every single country in the world. We are being ripped off by everybody, but especially countries are just killing us. Every single country is just ripping us, and he couldn't take it anymore. The difference is he can't do anything about it. I can. We're going to make great trade deals. We're going to make great trade deals. I mean, we have rebuilt China. We have rebuilt China. You look at Japan. You look at what's going on with Japan. They send in millions of cars. We send them wheat. We send them beef. You want to talk about a trade imbalance? Take a look at the numbers on Japan. And speaking of that, I did something a little bit different. I actually went out and had some cards made. Okay? You have to see them. Look at this. I'm so proud of these cards. Look. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? So here, this is what's happening to our country. We can't allow people to come in from very, very hostile and unfriendly territories. We can't do it. We have enough problems. So from Syria, with the migration, we don't know where these people come from. There's no way of vetting them. The documentation is there is none. They say there is. It's a sham. She just said it's a sham. It is. Good word. Thank you. So here is President Obama has commuted the sentences of more men and women than the past 9 presidents put together. And some of these people are bad dudes. So you look at it, look. Here's Bush. Here's Clinton. Here's Bush. Here's Reagan. Oh, we could use Ronald Reagan again. Even Jimmy Carter. Look. Jimmy Carter. Here's Ford. Nixon. Look. This is, and these are people that are out. They're walking the streets. Sleep tight, folks. Sleep tight. Okay? Sleep tight. So that's one. How's that? Pretty good chart, right? Well, this is just where they get a lot of their money from. 25 million from Saudi Arabia, 5 million from Morocco, 5 million from Oman, Bahrain, Algeria, Qatar. Lots of money pouring into the Clinton. Look at this one. Look at this one. This is a beauty. This is a beauty. Number and percent of immigrants in the United States. Look at the chart. Okay? Look at the chart. Not good, folks. Not good. We want to make America great again, folks. We want to make America great again. So here's one. And you notice they used a terrible picture of Hillary. And I said, no way you're going to do that. That's not fair. Use a good picture. So they used a beautiful picture of Hillary, which I think is right? So I'll tell you, that's the good news. The bad news is, look, the amount of money, campaign contributions from hedge funders. Now, I know these guys. These are guys and women that are tough and rough and don't give a damn about you. They care about, that's why you see so many things happening. These people, so look, she's received in campaign contributions $48,500,000. I've received $19,000. I don't even know who the hell it is. Who is it? Who is it? Nice picture, right? Was I nice? Good picture. So I received $19,000. I want to find out who it is. I'll give them their money back. What the hell do I need now? Are we liking these cards? Isn't this great? It's different. It's different. Look at this one. So what's the American dream? The American dream, right? This guy knows best. Stand up, David Siegel. Stand up. One of the great builders of all time. Guy's loaded. He's got so much money. He's got so much money, but more importantly, he's got a great family, right? He's a great guy and a great friend of mine for a long time. Too long. We don't want to talk about how long, right, David? So here is, what's the great thing that everybody wants? Home ownership, right? That's the American dream. The American dream. We want the American dream. We want to own our home, right? So here's our owning of the homes, right? Look at this chart. This is a disaster. So U.S. home ownership, it's down more. I think they said like 51 years it's the lowest, right? 51 years. So look at this. Obama. Great job, Obama. Boom. I don't think so. That's not too good, right? Not too good. Look at that number. It's crashing. That number is sad. That is not good. And then she gives a speech today on the economy. And by the way, she said today, during her speech, that she's going to try and negotiate trade deals. You know, the only reason she said it is she's been listening to my speeches for the last 2 weeks. Can't do it. And assuming she wanted to do it, her donors, the guys that put up the $48 million, her donors and the people that she has, they're not going to let her do it because they're making a fortune off these deals. They're making a fortune on trade. Now, I don't know if you see it in Florida, but I do. It's so depressing. You go home, you turn on the television. All you do is see phony ads on Donald Trump. Phony ads. They're phony. Most of them are phony. You know, it's a couple, not 100%, but I'd say 80%. Don't believe them. They're phony ads. You know, when I was in the primary, they did the same thing. I had so many ads, you couldn't see. It's like a friend of mine called up. He lives in Florida. He lives in this area. He loves this area, but he's going crazy. He says, I can't turn on the television without seeing a negative ad about you. And I know it's not true. I said, don't worry about it. You got other problems. Don't worry about it. He goes, no, I swear, Donald, I want to see just one Ivory Snow commercial. Anything. They've got to get off you. They've got so many phony, they're just false ads. And then my people say, you really should not comment on those ads. I say, why not? Because you don't want to talk about them. Why? I want to comment. I will tell you, they are such false, it's like false advertising. But in the end, I think people know they're false. But I do. I have people, these are professional people. They say, don't go back. Don't talk about it. I want to talk about it, folks. All right. Total phony ads. And you know who paid for those ads? Wall Street and all the people that own Hillary Clinton. They own her. They own her. Lock, stock, and barrel. She will do whatever they want her to do, she will do. Look at this one. Look at this one. Okay. Here's our total national debt. This was Obama beginning. So we've doubled our national debt. By the time he gets out, it'll be more than double. Right? Not too good, right? Not too good. That's it. Think of it. And you know the problem with the national debt? If he doubled it, that's not good. But we didn't do anything. Our infrastructure's a mess. You know, it would be one thing if we doubled our national debt, but our roads are in great shape. Our transportation is amazing. Our airports are the finest in the world. We did nothing. He spent almost $1 trillion, and nobody even knows where it was spent. Look, we have got incompetence at the highest level. We're hated by everybody. I get a lot of heat over Russia. Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got along with Russia? Wouldn't it be nice? I mean, wouldn't that be a nice thing? And we work something where we both go in and knock the hell out of ISIS instead of us doing it. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Right? Wouldn't that be good? All right, folks. I know you're going to love this one. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that sucker, huh? U.S. national debt in trillions. So we'll be up to $20 trillion. Look. And we got a country that's a mess. You know, it's one thing. You have a lot of debt. I've always loved debt, I must be honest with you. I don't love it for countries, but I loved it individually. Okay? Things work out good, that's great. If it don't, you go renegotiate, right? But honestly, there's a lot of truth to that. But I've always loved debt. I've always loved it. I understand debt, I think, maybe better than anybody. And by the way, when you owe $20 trillion, wouldn't it be really nice if you did have somebody that understood debt? $20 trillion. But the biggest problem, look at that. It's like a rocket ship going up. The biggest problem we have is that, you know, normally you want to get like a bang for your buck, right? Look what we have. We have our roads are falling apart. The airports are third world. Our airports, you go to some of these countries and you see airports the likes of which you've never seen. Our airports, you leave Dubai, you leave Qatar, you see airports that are so unbelievable. The head of one of the countries was showing me, not so long ago, I don't want to embarrass them because he's actually a very good guy, was showing me their airport. And I said, magnificent. They had everything. They had health clubs. They had this massive airport. And I said, this is the finest I've seen. It's unbelievable. He goes, no, Donald. No, you don't understand. This is not. This is just temporary. There's our airport over there. And he points to the horizon. There's like 30 cranes building this incredible airport. I said, you have to be kidding. And then we fly home to LaGuardia. Right? LaGuardia. And Kennedy and LAX. Right? I mean, and all of them. We're like a third world country. You look at the bullet trains they have. You look at the trains that go 200 and 250 miles an hour. Magnetic tracks. You look at this. We have the Long Island Railroad. Chug, chug, chug. I have a headache. I get a headache. Honestly, you know, we joke and it's Friday night. We're having fun. But the truth is it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad, isn't it? Right? It's pretty sad. So here's a beautiful one. Here's a beautiful one. So this is, now look, we all have a heart, and we want to take care of people. But we can't afford to do this. We can't afford. So this is Syrian refugees admitted to the United States, monthly totals since October 2015. Look. Now, Orlando knows something about problems because you've suffered gravely. And I have to tell you, your police have done an incredible job. Incredible. And you have this whack job coming in. And he was here, second generation. But people have to report these people. They have to report him, and they have to report him strongly. People knew he was sick. People knew he was demented. But look what we have here. So this is Syrian refugees being admitted. We have a president that won't even use the term radical Islamic terrorism, right? Won't even use the term. Won't even use the term. But look what's happening. Now, here's the bad news. Crooked Hillary wants to allow 550% more people from that area to come into our country. We don't know where they're put. You know, the government puts them all over the place. They could be your next door neighbor. You don't know. You look at what happened in San Bernardino. You look at what happened here. You look at what happened at the World Trade Center, by the way, at the World Trade Center, the great World Trade Center. You look at Nice a couple of weeks ago. You look at Paris. How about Paris? 130 people killed. And remember this, our Second Amendment. We have to protect our Second Amendment. We have to protect. Got no choice. We've got to protect our Second Amendment. And if we don't protect our Second Amendment, we're going to have big problems because our Second Amendment is so vital to us for our safety and for everything else. And we've got to get out and vote for the right people. You got to get out and vote for the right people. You know, if in San Bernardino, when these two people, one became probably radicalized, he did, by her. She came from outside, probably radicalized him. And they went in and they shot and killed 14 people, many people wounded, still in the hospital, and really badly wounded, gravely wounded. But they came in and they shot. Now, if we had like a couple of people, like you, definitely like him, definitely, oh, I want him. Stand up, will you please, like him. I want him. Oh, boy. 100%. Oh. They look at him, they're going to say, let's get out of here. But if we had bullets going in the other direction, number one, they probably wouldn't have even come in if they knew there were guns where the bullets could travel in the opposite direction. But if, assuming they're not even thinking a little bit, which they're not, they're nut jobs, then what happens is the carnage would be very small by comparison, would be very, very small. Now, Paris, 130 people killed. They have the toughest gun laws anywhere in the world. The toughest in the world, right? Paris, toughest gun laws in the world. They say, who knows? But they walked in, boom, boom, get over here, boom, boom. Killed 130 people. Just massive numbers of people still in the hospital. Will never be the same, can never be the same. Paralyzed, everything you can imagine. Now, if somebody on the other side had something to do, they had no choice, they had nothing. The bad guys will have the guns. And the good ones will turn in their guns if they want them to turn. They want to obey the law. They want to obey. So they turn in their guns. But here's the problem. No. Here's the problem. If we had protection on the other side of these horrible events, you know, when you have gun-free zones, you know what that means to people? To these nuts? That means like, oh, it's open season. That's what it means. That's what it means. So we have to protect our Second Amendment. You know, the National Rifle Association, the NRA, endorsed me very early. They're fantastic people. They're fantastic people. Chris and Wayne, they love America, but they endorsed me. We have to protect our Second Amendment. So get out there and vote. Get out there, do what you have to do with the booth. You have to call your friends. You have to get your friends to vote. You have to get out and vote and make your vote count, or you're going to have a totally decimated Second Amendment. Okay. So here's the story, folks. Thank you. So here's the story. Here's the story. We don't win anymore. We don't win at the border. We don't win at trade. We don't win with our military. We can't even beat ISIS. And believe me, we're going to beat ISIS. We're going to beat ISIS. Do you know that ISIS is now, and you saw this, came out today. They tried to hold they're up to 28 countries. They're in 28 countries. They were in 8 a while ago. Now they're in 28 countries. And they tried to suppress the information. I assume it was the Obama administration. And it came out today what's going on. It's getting stronger. It's getting bigger. And I've been saying that Barack Obama is the founder. Hey, if he would have, folks, we should have never been in Iraq. We were going to destabilize the Middle East. I said it. I was a civilian. Nobody cares. I was a civilian. Nobody cares. We should have never been in. They should have understood it. They made a mistake. But we should have never ended it the way they ended it. By ending it the way he ended it, and he got everybody out, and he let them know when, and we're leaving, and they just sat back. They just sat back, and they went in. And I'll tell you what, Barack Obama, number one, is incompetent, and number two, remember this, number two, he is the founder in a true sense. If he would have stayed, I didn't want to be there, but if he would have kept a relatively small force, he probably could have prevented ISIS from forming, okay? And now you look at what's going on with ISIS, where they're spreading. And they're probably spreading into our country. When we allow that many people to come in from that region, they're probably spreading into our country. Look at Germany. It's a disaster. Look at France. I have friends that go to France. They don't want to go there anymore. They say France is no longer France. So here's the story, folks. We're going to start winning again. We're going to make America great again. We're going to win with our military. And hopefully we don't have to use it much, but it is so depleted we have to rebuild it. And we are going to knock the hell out of ISIS. And we're going to do it with others. We're going to knock the hell out of them. We're going to win for our vets. Our vets are being badly treated. We're going to win at the border. We're going to have strong borders. We're going to win. We're going to win. Remember this. We're going to win on trade. We're going to win with education. We're going to win with the Second Amendment. We're going to win. We're going to win so much, you're going to get tired of winning. The United States will become great again. We're going to win, win, win. It's going to be America.